What's up, everybody, and welcome to Growing Up Gaming, your weekly podcast where we meet a new person of the internet to discuss their childhood with gaming and how it inspired their lives today. My name is Mitch Power. Again, thank you guys so much for returning each and every week to the show. Hopefully you have subscribed on iTunes or Google Play so that way you can get the new episodes each and every Tuesday as they release. I would say they would release at 7 a.m., but then obviously 7 a.m. is different for everybody. Libsyn just says 7 a.m. That's what I put. So if you get it at 10, don't at me. You know, as long as you guys get the show, that's all that matters. This week on the show, we have our guest. His name is Victor Aparicio. He asked me to roll the R's, but I just can't. I'm sorry, Victor. And he's a member of the Comedy Button Facebook group. He joins us to tell his stories of how he allegedly committed a crime. But again, we have that big allegedly world on this show, so we got to make sure we say that basically in front of most episodes, but that's all right. If you guys want to be on the episodes just like he was, go ahead and send me a tweet at MitchPower1116 or send me a tweet at the podcast Twitter page, which is at GUG Podcast on Twitter. Without further ado, let's get things started with Victor Aparicio. And again, I'm sorry, Victor, I can't roll my eyes. I apologize. All right, I'll shut up now. Let's just listen to the podcast. Do you remember what got you started in gaming? Do you remember what initially got you started? Was it a family member, a brother or sister, a friend, a kiosk? What was it that got you started?
Yeah, technically it was my brother, but it was without his acknowledge, if you will. Like, it was one of those things where he has like this, to my young eyes, this magic box connected to a TV, and it's just pouring out colors of interactivity and, like, you know, and controllers that you input stuff in. And basically one day he just left, and then obviously without his permission, but through my mom's permission, because, you know, mom's the pants wearer in the family. So I go through her and I'm like, hey, can I play this console that's not mine? She's just like, I don't know what that even is. Go ahead. And the first game I played was actually on a Sega Master System, and it was this basketball game. To this day, I have no idea what it is. It's just this random basketball game, Sega Master System, and that was basically my first game. Brother came whipping in, being like, "What are you doing on my stuff?" And I'm like, "The game. I want." Just kicks me out.
No, he's like, broke it out. Can't be in here. Yeah. I got shit to do. You gotta get out of here. I got games to play. So you never found out originally what that game was? No, to this day, like, it makes me really want to, like, head into what we have here is a BR software, which is basically just any used, you know, retro game store, and I just want to play every single Sega basketball game they have until I find it. But yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea where it is. I'm sure there's other ways to find out that aren't as, let's say, legal. I'm sure you could look up some ROMs and stuff, but that would also take a lot of work. So it's okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about it. So then, Sega Master System, brother was just kind of a dick about letting you play it and stuff. But I mean, also that's what kind of big brothers do. They're kind of dicks to their little brothers. So then you, like, did he ever let up with it? Did he ever let you play with him? Did he ever do any co-op games with you or anything?
He never co-op game? No.
You're like, co-op?
No, he never let up. I don't know if it was like a kind of possessive materialistic kind of thing, or whether, like, you know, little brothers are nagging, and the second they get a taste, they just always want to be in your room, like, playing games. Like, I never really figured out what it was. I have a good relationship now, but I never figured out what it was. It was actually my second youngest brother. Probably years later, like that old story was probably like when I was, like, you know, 6 or 7, but it was probably like years later, like the same kind of effect. I see a magic box, except this time it's a PS1. And my brother was playing Final Fantasy VII, which if you know anything about the Final Fantasy series, it's probably almost everyone's first Final Fantasy.
It's a lot of people's, yeah. Like, it was mine. I do know that. I remember that being mine.
It was like my first game that I invested in, like, really cared about. It's still a part of my life till now, but but it was like a complete opposite experience where like I'm like shy, I'm like poking my head in, and he's just like, hey, no, like come in, sit down, like check it out. This game's really awesome. You have a guy with a giant sword who swings all over the place with a bunch of magic going over, and I'm just like, oh wow, and I'm like, sitting 2 inches away from the screen just watching him play,
Well, that's awesome. And then so so obviously, I mean, it's weird too, because if you think about it, like, I hope my kids get this way too, because like your relationship with your brother obviously got better as you got older, but man, when you were kids, like you just straight didn't like each other, like probably. Oh, I mean, he probably just didn't like you. I'm sure you were all like, "Big bro, I love you," and he's just like, "Yo, get out of here." Like, I hope my kids eventually grow up and like each other. You know what I mean? I hope they don't get to a point where they're just like still fighting and arguing like they do now. But again, I guess that's what kids do. It's okay. Hopefully they'll outgrow it and everything. I will say the fighting and arguing over video games, that happens more or less with the laptop, except for my daughter will play games on the laptop, whereas my son needs to actually do schoolwork.
Oh, man.
She'll be like, Alex, I'm playing The Sims. You need to go somewhere. And I'm like, no, Kayla, you got to get off. He's got homework to do.
Man, the family computer, man. When it's a family like mine with like 7 siblings, like there's no one-on-one computer time. And I mean, when someone wants to be on the internet, a kid just wants to play with the built-in Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah,
and,
right.
There's no such thing as doing your homework on that thing. You'd fight for like an hour straight while the mother just unplugs it and takes it away.
Right. Yeah, they have a laptop that they share upstairs, which is supposed to be for schoolwork first, gaming second. However, my daughter, of course, my kids have whatever game consoles they want. They can play it up. They have their own stuff upstairs, but then they have my room downstairs. But my daughter's not as big into the console stuff. She's more into like Roblox on PC and Sims and all that stuff. But there's moments where I've had to be like, all right, Kale, you gotta get off the computer. Like, he actually has homework to do, not just, screwing around with the Sims and building houses and doing all this crap. So I'm sorry, you gotta get off the computer. But no, I mean, yeah, that's the other thing too, is the family computer time. That's something that, especially, you had, how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have 2 brothers, 4 sisters.
Jesus.
Yes.
Jesus, dude.
We're just that kind of family.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot.
And that's the thing too about growing up with a lot of brothers and sisters. When it goes back to like sharing things, that's a lot of kids to buy stuff for. So when it came to me and video games, that was just like not an option. My sisters would be like the typical, like, somewhat like, bratty sisters. They want the stereo for the music. They want like the, a brand new phone. They want all this stuff, like stereotypical sister stuff that did happen. So I'm not just being, sexist or something.
No, right.
Allegedly.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Keep saying allegedly. That's all you got.
And so when it came down to me wanting like action figures, video games, like all that stuff, I would like very timidly ask, and I'm just like, oh, the Resident Evil 4 came out, or maybe something even younger, where I was just like, oh, my friends talked about an NES, and then they're like, how much? And I tell them how much, and they would argue for like nearly all the entire night of who's going to pay for it, because they want to keep me happy, but at the same time it's very expensive, understandably. So
yeah, dude, I can't even imagine that. Like, I have 4 kids myself, and it's already insane. Like, Christmas, we're doing Christmas shopping right now, and granted, this year is a bit crazier than other years, so like we're not going as hectic as we have in the previous years, but I mean, still, like, I looked at my wife today. We were out finalizing gifts and stuff, and I'm just like, no, we're done. Like, we can't. Our kids are done. We cannot buy anything more for them. They're done. Like, we got the final shipment from Amazon. I'm sorry if kids are listening in the car. Santa's real. I just help get stuff for them from Amazon. And no, but like, I got the last shipment of like stocking stuffers, and I'm like, we're done. Don't go buy another thing, because then if you buy another thing for one kid, now we gotta get another gift for the other kid. So I'm like, no, we're done. Cut it off. We gotta stop. And I can't even imagine that with 7. Like, that's,
oh no,
good God.
little side note, just a little thing. You just created the best idea ever. The UPS drivers should wear Santa outfits.
Dude.
There you go. There you go. Boom.
100% should. That would help make kids believe a little more. I remember there was somebody, I won't take credit for this. There was a guy, radio station dude named Holmberg, who is in Phoenix, Arizona. Really funny morning show. Anyways, he came up with the concept of hiring, like having a service where if your kid's acting like a brat, you call this service where an elf shows up to your house in the middle of any time of year, just shows up and goes, yeah, Santa's been seeing all that stupid shit you've been doing. You better shape up or you ain't getting a damn thing. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant. To just have an elf show up in like May and be like, yo, what'd you do at school? You fucking up, kid. You're going to be, and I'm like, that's genius, because that kid would shape up so quick if out of nowhere, because everybody's all like, make sure you're good all year. And then, dude, of course kids shape up right before Christmas because they know.
Yeah.
Kids know, man. You fuck up before Christmas, man, you're not going to get anything cool. Your parents are going to take that pissed off tone that you just did with them and go buy you a whole bunch of nothing. And,
I would.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was slightly devious when it comes to like when Christmas is coming up, because like again, like I would ask for something, my parents would argue about it, and then I would like have to be like, okay, never mind, I understand. You're right. I have all these. It's a sad thing to say, but this is a real thing I have in my house. I'll just be like, okay, I understand. You can't afford it. I got my old toys. It's fine. But I would come back and curse around Christmas time, and I asked for this thing for like the 5th time, and then I would be like, but mom, it's Christmas.
But mom,
devious.
But
it was
mom,
devious stuff.
I've only asked all year, and I've been so patient all year. But it's Christmas.
Oh yeah.
I remember doing that. I mean, I grew up. I mean, obviously, I didn't have 6 other brothers and sisters, but like, we didn't grow up. You know, we grew up pretty broke. And I remember wanting this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game for Genesis, and I remember begging my mom for it. You know,
oh, that's a good one.
So then, no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's so bad. So I remember begging my mom for it, and I remember I guarantee you she had to hunt it down, because of course Power Rangers back then was the shit, and I'm sure she overpaid for it. I'm sure she paid way more for it, and then I beat it in 30 minutes, and she fucking hated me for the rest of the year. She was just like, I brought my Genesis to my grandma's house, because it was just like a side-scrolling beat 'em up, so it was just like an arcade-style game, and then
which made it great.
Dude, it's not good. It's not good. And
that's the one. That's the one. They're super muscly, right?
Yeah, they're awful.
Oh,
good. They're
so
fucking
good.
yacked, dude. They look like they took what Barry Bonds did. Like they look so.
Don't get me wrong. If I played it right now, I would turn it off in less than a minute. But nostalgia wise,
well, again,
quality.
Yeah.
You got to stick to what you buy, man. You got to stick to it.
So again, like I remember though, I just played it and beat it, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess that was it. And then I remember like just walking out of my grandma's like bedroom that she had where we slept all the time. And I just came out and I said I beat it. And the look on my mom's face was just like, what? Like she was super pissed off, but sorry, that's what happens. But dude, like that's kind of what back in the day. And I mean, I would say it's probably still this way. Licensed games, most are trash and most are just cash grabs. I mean, there's occasionally those awesome ones, you know, but like most of them, dude, they don't give a shit, because if they slap Power Rangers on a box, 10-year-old kids will bitch to their moms until they get it, and then they get it. They don't care. Like there's no effort put into those. Like some of those third-party games that are licenses or whatever, i.e. Spider-Man 2 for PS2, which is fucking amazing. Yeah, and it was Spider-Man 2. It was based off the license of the movie, but it was so much more than what the movie had to offer, and it was amazing, and it was like actually really, 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 really good game. And it's just weird because it's just like, oh, this is Spider-Man 2. Let's just throw the license on there from the movie. But then there's other games that come out that are just so bad, like really, really, really bad. It's funny. It's just, I would say that's still the case now, but now the licensed games are more going to like mobile rather than consoles nowadays, you know, like mobile's getting just some horrific shit. Like there was an Avengers game on mobile and I was like, I didn't hear anything about this at all. And then of course you play it and it's just a cookie cutter mobile game now. So you're just like, oh yeah, of course there's microtransactions and ads and of course, there's all this stuff. So, I mean, there's still the gems out there, though, the licensed games, like especially back in the day, like Lion King, Aladdin, you know, those games on Genesis and Super were amazing.
Oh man, Aladdin, Jesus Christ. That's a good one. Man, you're making me thinking back to like just because you know, I didn't have a lot of games and consoles, obviously, going through like what the most of the time I spend my time is playing, literally playing in the backyard with sticks and rocks. And I would have to go to my cousin's house or a friend's house, like, you know, growing up, like I go over and it's like, oh, what do you got here? It's like, oh, I have I might get this name wrong, One on PS1 or something like that. It was a game something like that, and I was just like, cool, whatever, pop it in, let's play. Like I'm itching. I've been staring at that console in your corner, waiting for you to bring it up so we can start playing.
Right.
And you know, stuff like that. Which reminds me of a funny story. I might use this show's catchphrase "alleged" a lot.
I should just make a shirt that just says "allegedly" and just that's.
We should do like a Pee-wee's Playhouse kind of thing where every time we say "alleged," like we just start screaming all over the place. But no, like oh my God, like so this is a story of how I attained. That's a good word. My first console.
Okay.
So, you know, me and my father, we used to throw the paper out. And usually when you think of throwing the paper out, you think of like a freaking, I don't know, an 11-year-old on a bicycle just throwing papers through people's windows or something like that.
You think of Paperboy, right? You have to.
Yeah.
You have to think of Paperboy.
Oh, exactly. Of course. Also the best game ever. And but instead the reality is, like, you know, you wake up at like freaking 2:00 in the morning, you throw your paper, and during the middle of the day, before, you know, like mobile access and like, you know, freaking money going straight to your bank account kind of thing or whatever, you had to go house to house getting your subscription money to give to the company, and then, you know, you get your cut. So I was out doing that with him. We're going house to house through all of our subscribers getting money. And he's just like, okay, Victor, stay close. This is an apartment complex. We're just going to go through here. And I'm like, okay. And at the corner of my eye, I see a bunch of kids playing in the apartment complex's parking lot. They're just like playing tag or whatever and all that stuff. And I was just like, oh, kids, man, I really want to play right now. This is super boring what I'm doing. And then I turn around, and what I see on the stairs is a Game Boy Color. Oh, a nice atomic purple, or well, the 64 is atomic purple. I don't know what this is, probably called the same thing, but it's the see-through purple one, and it's very nice, and it's just sitting there, and I'm just like super curious, and I'm just like, oh, like what game does he have on it? So I flip it over, and he has like Pokemon Yellow. I'm like, oh, I heard so much about this game. Wow, this is crazy. And then I look over to the kids, and I'm like, straight in the pocket, allegedly. And and I'm just like, and I'm just like, okay. And I keep going with my father, and then more up the stairs, the next set of stairs into the another customer's door is that super cool light that attaches the Game Boy Color so you can play your video games at night. And I'm just like, why not? And that also actually went in my pocket. I don't know. Like, wait, who are you talking about? And so we leave, and you know, we do the rest of the stuff, and we go home. It wasn't until that moment that it came to my head that I was just like, I have this. Some kid doesn't anymore. And the guilt just started raking through. I was just like, no. What have I allegedly done?
What have I allegedly done?
and like, you know, honestly, when I ran straight to my room, I'm like, okay, the time when food's done, I went straight to my room. You know what? I gotta be honest. I played that thing till the batteries died. You know, like it's like, oh, whose save is this? Doesn't matter. New game.
Oh
like,
my
just
God.
Completely ruining.
That's the worst
this
thing
kid's
you did.
life.
That's the worst thing you did. You allegedly
Of all the things I allegedly done, that was the
You
worst.
fucking ruined some guy's Pokemon save. That's what you did. You allegedly ruined some.
No, not some guys, some kids.
Some
even
kids.
worse.
Some kids. Here's the thing, though. You were a kid, so
Yeah.
it's not as bad. I remember my PlayStation 1 got stolen out of my house. Now,
Whoa.
yeah. So what happened was, again, I grew up in shady-ass Rockford, Illinois, which is always on the top 10 worst cities to live in the United States by the FBI year after year. Anyways, so I grew up there, grew up in a poor side of town. It's really shitty. My PS1, it was my baby, obviously. My dad let one of my...
I cradle mine, man. Mine's still in my room right this second. I'm looking right at it. It's my baby.
So I had my PS1, and my dad let one of his friends, let's say, acquaintances, for whatever reason, do laundry at our house using our washer and dryer because apparently his shit broke. Well, apparently he saw some nice things in the house when we were all gone and decided to take them. And
as you do, yeah.
As you do, this wasn't allegedly. Motherfucker took my PlayStation 1. That's not allegedly. So then, of course, I come home and people are freaking out. Like, my dad's super pissed, and I'm like,
how old were you again?
PS1 came out like 95. I had to be like 11 or 12, something like that.
You're distraught then.
Dude, I fucking lost my mind. I was like, what's going on? And my dad's just like super pissed. And he's just like, you're not going to want to hear this, but I don't even remember the clown's name, but he's just like, so-and-so was in the house. Some shit came up missing, and your PlayStation's one of them. And I remember just like crying and just like went to my room and cried. And my dad, who was a really large and scary individual, was like, don't worry, it'll get taken care of. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, and I don't really want to know because like I don't want to have to lie to the cops in case they ask me. But he was just like, he's like, I apologize, I will make this right, don't worry about it, we'll figure this out. And then he called some buddies over who allegedly talked to him, and allegedly he said, here's where this motherfucker lives, allegedly. And that was the last time I ever heard of that guy. Not saying he died. I don't think he died. I'm sure they went over there and whooped his ass, allegedly. But I never got my original PlayStation back, but my dad was like,
oh, man.
He's like, I'll get you a new one. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. So I did go without a PlayStation for a little bit of time. But yeah, dude, that was... So I basically felt how you made some other kid feel when you snatched shit.
Take those emotions and put it into this nameless kid.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I mean, again, kids do shit that kids shouldn't do, but allegedly, you didn't do anything. It was all allegedly. It's for comedy purposes, for the story.
I got it was all karma because like years later in high school, when I'm way older and for some reason still carrying a Game Boy Advance SP because, I can't afford a goddamn PSP.
Right.
I'm just carrying it around, just took him straight out of my locker. I know exactly who did it. I confronted him. I was just like, hey, let me see your Game Boy SP real quick. And he's like, no, it's mine. And I can see from the corner, I can see it in his pocket. There's a bunch of scratches on the top. Like mine was all scratched up because I don't take care of things, I guess. And I was just like, that's mine, and I can see my green leaf in there, but I don't know why I let it go. I was just like, okay, fine, and like I just huff and puff all the way home, and allegedly cried, and and
the allegedly on that, absolutely, you allegedly cried, right?
I had it coming.
Yeah, I mean it happens. I mean. I never took shit. I remember one time I went to a gas station and stole like a pack of cards, like just playing cards or something.
Playing cards, okay.
And just whatever fucking reason, I was stupid, right? I was just
a
dumb kid. And my dad found out and took my ass back to the store and made me feel like a criminal who was going to jail forever. He's like,
wow.
He's like, you need to go up to that person right there and tell them you stole this right now. And I'm just like, oh, dude, talking about just. You feel like the biggest piece of shit, but guess what? I never stole again, ever. Ever.
That'll fix you right up.
That'll fix you right up. So, but yeah, no, it's okay. Like kids do stupid shit, but It's okay. Don't worry about it. Again, you know it's bad now. You don't go stealing shit now. You're fine. Allegedly. You don't steal things anymore, so you're good. I mean, unless it's like ROMs, but that's not stealing allegedly, is it? Nah, it's stealing. It's stealing. Nintendo wants you to buy an SNES Classic, not do ROMs. That's what they want you to do.
Nintendo doesn't want you to do the fan creations that don't make any money to exist. So.
Yeah, exactly. Any awesome variety of Pokemon that somebody else takes the time to craft and make, they want to shut down because they're not getting $1 from it. So, yeah, it's okay. I get it. I guess they have legalities and IP ownage and whatever, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So then, like, did the household itself eventually get better and better consoles then, though? So did, like, one of your siblings convince your parents to get a better console that you sometimes got a chance to play?
Not even close. What eventually happened was, before I get into that, another story. My sister convinced me one Christmas that I was getting a GameCube. She convinced me. She's just like, guess what? I was like, oh, what happened? She's just like, I looked at your presents. You're getting a GameCube. I was like, no way. Wow. I never owned a Nintendo console before. And I heard Beautiful Joe's on there. I heard Resident Evil 4 was on there. Like all these amazing games are on there. And she's like, yeah. Also, by the way, I'm joking. Oh no,
Damn.
Actually no. Wait, I got this. Wait, it wasn't Christmas. My birthday's on April 3rd. It was April 1st, and she's like, April Fool's.
Oh,
and I'm
my
like,
God.
And I was like, I don't like you right now.
Yeah. That's some shit you hang on to for years.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like you right now. You're so mean to me.
No, yeah, but yeah, what eventually happened is I got my first job. And I just started buying consoles for myself. I mean, there were times where like my brother is awesome. My second oldest brother is so awesome. The one that introduced me to Final Fantasy. Like, he would buy a console, he'd play it. It's like, oh, this is mine. I got all these games for it. And then eventually he'd like slowly gravitate away from it and be like, it's yours and your sister's. You can play it. Put it in your room. I don't care. And I was like, I'm not complaining, and I'm just like, playing his PS2, did the exact same thing with the PS3. I'm just like, sure, yeah, bring on the freaking Metal Gear freaking 4 and Heavenly Sword, go ahead. And
so he would get them and then just eventually get tired of doing it or get interested in other shit and just be like, I don't care if you guys do this or not.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Correct, yeah. And
which is kind of what I did too for my old consoles for my kids. I basically like got newer consoles and I was like, I don't want this 360 anymore. I'll put this in the bedroom. You guys can play it. And they were just like, yay. Like, that's exactly what happened to my kids. Like, they got my hand-me-downs for a while. But now they've gotten to the point where my hand-me-downs are actually current consoles. Cause like, I'm a big Xbox freak and I'm like, oh, guess what? Xbox One S. I'm going to get that. Oh, X came out. I'm going to get that. So now my son's got an Xbox. There's 4 Xbox Ones in my house, but don't worry about it. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, I don't, like, my wife literally said, you're really buying another Xbox right now. I'm like, yeah, why not? And she's like, that makes 4. I'm like, well, but this one, and of course I had to try to convince my wife, hey, $500 is an investment because of this, and this. And she's just,
Oh yeah, the backwards compat,
it's 4K. It's all this.
The update patches. Yeah.
And then
That's awesome.
she got to that point where she's just like, I'm sorry, I don't care right now. That was the best like text I've ever gotten from my wife. I was explaining something to her and then literally like halfway through me explaining it through text, she sent me a message. She goes, I'm sorry, I don't care anymore. I'm just like, okay.
So
I guess I'll just stop texting.
It's not a great wife response, but it would be better if she was just like, you're getting another Xbox. Yeah, that's 4 of them. And you're just like, and
yeah, basically that's what I did. Like however, like, we've never once told each other we can't buy shit just because we both work our asses off. We both make money. Like, obviously, like, she spends money on stupid shit that I'll never understand ever. And then again, we have everybody has their own purchases that they have to look at other people and like, some people will never understand it. So, people will never understand the fact that, like, I will never understand the fact that my buddy Tommy bought this ridiculous graphics card that's like more than my entire computer ever cost. I will never understand that. Like, I just go, you spent like $800 on a graphics card. Are you out of your damn mind? But again, to him, that's his stupid purchase that he's like, fuck this. I make money. I can do this. I'm like, all right.
I would tell people like that, like, have fun updating your drivers.
Yeah, just.
I'm just kidding. I have no one attacked my Twitter. I have a PC. It's awesome. I play it all the time.
Right. No, I mean, but like, that's the thing. Everybody's got their dumb things that they buy. So, I mean, as long as whatever. Who the fuck you got to justify to? You make money.
I have been the worst lately because I grew up PlayStation, thanks to Final Fantasy, playing my PlayStation, the first console and game like I bonded with. So like I just been buying nothing but PlayStation growing up. Well, not buying PlayStation, buying games for the PlayStation.
Right.
I can't afford consoles. I'm just a little kid. Do not blame me. Anyways, and so I get my first job, get a PS4, awesome, and then. At that point, when you're all grown up and you're nice, a mature young adult, you're just like, you know what? There are awesome games on Xbox. I'm just going to buy an Xbox S. That's what I did. The Switch came out, bought that. PC games, I heard DayZ, things like that, Pug or whatever, are blowing up. Let me build out a PC. I just buy anything. And as awesome as that is, my back catalog is insane. Yeah. I'll never play anything.
Yeah, that's what always ends up happening, especially when you're first getting a job, because you're in that transition where you get a job, but you don't have real adult bills yet, and that money is just fuck around money. Like, you don't do anything.
Yes.
It's like, save it. Pfft, shit. This new game came out. I'm going to go buy it. Like, yeah, everybody has that phase where...
hold on, saving? What is that?
Yeah, what's savings? Savings.
I'm like budgeting out a trip to PSX right now. There's no such thing as saving.
Yeah, like it's just funny because like you get there's always that transition though where your paychecks are basically just like instead of an allowance, it's a really big allowance that you earned, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go buy whatever the fuck I want with this. This is amazing. Parents can't tell me what to buy with this because I worked for it myself. You know what I mean? Like you always have that transition period. Mm-hmm. Then you become a real ass adult with like a mortgage and car payments and medical insurance. And then you're like, I have money. I just don't have time for anything because I'm working so goddamn much. Like, that's what happens. But just enjoy. Here's what you do. Buy all these games now. Then when that real shit happens, then you just play all the backlog games. That's what you got to do.
Oh, yeah. That was great advice you guys had that episode where it's just like, if you have a backlog, don't buy a thing.
Yeah,
You're set.
Don't buy shit, dude. Don't buy a damn thing. Buy a bunch of shit when it's on sale, and then don't buy anything for like 6 months and just blast through that shit. That's what I'm doing now. Like, I just stocked up on Black Friday. I literally just bought, because for October, which was hell month, when everything came out, Shadow War, South Park, Wolfenstein, Assassin's Creed, Mario, like just fucking name all these games. I chose 2 because I was like, why am I going to buy all these games and they're going to sit there and I'm not going to have time to play them? So I got Shadow War and Mario because I was smart. And Shadow War I played for 60 hours. I 100% of the game. It's fucking awesome. Really good game. Got Mario. Beat it. No fucking way am I 100%ing that game because that just takes way too long. So I was just like, no, Mario's amazing. I did play the story. I beat the thing.
For sure.
By the way, final part of that game, I was fucking grinning ear to ear. It is so good. Anyways, I won't spoil it.
I need to grab that game. I need to grab that game right now.
So good. So anyways, but then Black Friday came around, and what do you know? Wolfenstein's $24. Fucking Evil Within's $24. South Park, $35. Assassin's Creed, $35. I got 6 games, including some games for my son for Christmas. By the way, he asked for Knack 2, and he wasn't fucking around, so I got him Knack 2. And then, but I got 6 games and a 4K Blu-ray for $180. That's the cost of 3 of those games that would have come out the day they came out. But I waited, and then now I have them all. I'm going to get them all for, which I do that cop-out bullshit. Like, I buy all my own Christmas presents because my wife doesn't know when shit goes on sale. So I buy my own shit for myself. I couldn't hold off on Wolfenstein. I was like, no, like I have to play Wolfenstein right now. But everything else, like, dude, as soon as January hits, I got stacks of games to play. Am I going to, like, go buy all the new shit that's going to come out for between January and March? Probably not. Except for Far Cry is going to make it really hard unless I really power through all the games I bought and beat them all. Just don't buy shit, man. Buy a ton of stuff when it's on sale. And then you're going to hit that lull and just fucking hold off. Just do that. You don't have to. Of course, I get it. Some people have those games. They have to buy day one. That was me with Shadow of War and Mario. I was like, I can't. Like, I have to. Like, I have to with these games.
Oh, yeah. The what is it, the Final Fantasy remake, the Shenmue remake, all that stuff. Not waiting a single second. But back to what you're saying, this is the first time probably in my entire life that I have games in shrink wrap.
Yep, and it's fucking awful.
I'm not going to touch them.
You bought a game and it's taking up shelf space. You bought it to take it home to store it. You need to play it.
I can't, like, I'm not going to open them because I don't want to. I cannot play them because I have so many games that are like in the middle of needing to be beat. I beat, also back to the 100%ing games. I beat Zelda and like the Breath of the Wild. By the way, first Zelda game I ever beat. Don't massacre me, but you know,
no, you're good,
it's what happens. I never had a Nintendo console.
Exactly.
I played
Again,
PlayStation.
No one should be shitting on you for any of that, because when they said I have 6 brothers and sisters, they should go, you got to pass. You're good. We get you. Shit was crazy. Don't worry about it.
So yeah, the kid side of my brain is like, all right, time to get all those Kokoro seeds. Time to freaking no.
Oh my god.
Why? No. I had the most amazing time of my life. That is probably my game of the year, which is amazing for a PlayStation freak like me to say. And good. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna buy Mario later. I got Wolfenstein and Evil Within. Freaking, like you said, $24. Like, I got stuff to play. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's a certain point, I think, with games where, example, Horizon, which is actually my game of the year this year.
In the middle of that, never beat it yet.
Fucking game's amazing. Anyways,
no.
So played Horizon, was enthralled by it, fucking loved it. Played it, beat it. After I beat it, again, it is my game of the year. It is literally so fucking good. I love it to death. I looked at like how much more I had to do to get to the platinum, and I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this. Like, I love that game, and I'm like, nah, I'm going to literally double my playtime. And I'm like, I could spend this time playing a different game and beating a different game. So, but then there's certain games that just, for whatever reason, hook you so hard that you just don't want to stop. Like, that was me in Shadow of War. Like, after you beat the game, quote unquote, there's like still story missions to do. Like, you get to a part where there is an ending and there is a conclusion, and they could stop it there. But then afterwards, they're like, by the way, you could still play, you could still do these story missions, and then actually like truly beat the game. And I was like, oh, I could still play this. This is cool. And I remember just playing it, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know what it was, but like I just got so captured by it, and I played it and beat it. And again, I'm one of those people where I'm like, I'd rather sell this now and get some money back for it before the season pass. And I'm not one of those people that usually buy season passes, just because I'm like, I enjoyed the game for what it was. Most of the time I won't buy them. I'm just like, this game was really good. I'll get a game of the year if I really want to play it down the road. But yeah, and like also too, not to mention, season passes come out like 6 to 8 months later, and the value of the game is now trash. So if you want to trade it in, it's worth nothing. So I'm like, fuck this, I'll just trade it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like I 100% of the game, and I was just like, all right, that's cool. Never touching this game again. I'll just play this later. I got real burned with Bioshock Infinite. The season pass for that bummed me out the worst. That's where I learned my lesson with season passes.
Oh, what happened to that?
Like, I don't
know about the season pass.
So no. Just to be clear, the season pass for that game is phenomenal. Okay, it is super good. Here's the problem: I bought the game, bought the season pass, played the game, beat the game, and then they shut the hell up about the season pass. They didn't tell people when shit was coming out. They didn't give you really many details of shit, and I literally beat it, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, when's the season pass shit coming out? I bought this. How long am I going to sit on this game before this shit finally comes out? And then, it just got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I already bought the season pass, but if I hang on to this game any longer, it's going to drop in value, and I'm going to be pissed off if I hang on to this game and then I beat the season passes and now it's worth $5. Like, fuck this. And I traded the game in, even though I bought the season pass, to get as much money as I could for it. Now, everything worked out in the end because Bioshock Infinite came games with gold one month. So I was able to like get the game, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I bought that season pass, didn't I? So I actually went and like downloaded the season pass to like start that back up. But yeah, I mean, ever since then, me and season passes are a rare thing, like a very, very rare thing, just because I'm one of those guys that likes to beat a game, get rid of it. And I get the point of a season pass because they want you to keep the game to continue to play it. They don't want you trading it in.
Yeah.
But I go, nay, and I get rid of that bitch while it's worth as much money as I can, which pissed me off for Horizon because they never specifically said anything about DLC for Horizon.
They did not, no.
They were just kind of like, this is the game. And I was like, great, cool, got rid of it. Then they were like, DLC's coming out for it. Now, also, Sony has been very good about their DLC expansions being standalone. Uncharted, Infamous, Last of Us, all standalones.
Mm-hmm.
Not Horizon. They're like, nope, fuck you. Hope you still got the game because you need the game to play this. And I literally was so sad because my favorite game of last year.
Wow.
Now
I honestly didn't know that.
Yeah, and I remember looking online everywhere like, is this standalone? Is this standalone? Do you need the game? Is this standalone? And then like, I couldn't find an answer until after it came out, and then like somebody asked on Amazon.
Oh my God.
I was like bummed out about it.
What is wrong with video game forums? When you have a genuine question, no one has an answer.
They just call you a cuck and tell you to go somewhere.
Dude, I remember I was I remember I was a freaking teenager and like I'm over here in my like anime phase. I'm just like, hey, I'm playing this Naruto game for GameCube. I heard there's a way to get freaking Shadow Sasuke or whatever his name is anymore. I don't remember. And then there would be like, they're like, yeah, to get him, you gotta press start on the game and go have sex with your mom. And I'm like, what's wrong with you people?
Right? Yeah.
Like, you can tell me no.
You can be polite and just say, no, that's not how things work. Like, no, they just gotta say.
Or they'll tell you some, half-ass thing where it's like, oh, you just gotta hold B and up and you'll select him. It's like, that's not true. Come on.
Right. Exactly. They'll just lie to you. Like, just make some shit up.
I don't understand it. It's either that or I'm on YouTube watching a freaking 5-year-old tell me how to, I don't know, like back up my saves on PSN because I forgot how to. Yeah,
exactly. No, like I mean, I will say for the most part, depending on the community you go to, sometimes Reddit's good. Sometimes it's awful. Like, but most of the time, depending on the subreddit you're on, like, those people that are just pieces of shit for no reason usually get downvoted quick enough to the point where their shit gets hidden. But, yeah, I mean, it's, for the most part though, I will say, like, I've gone to Reddit for some stuff and they've been very polite and they've been like, here's how you do it. And I'm like, thank you, sir, for not being a piece of shit on the internet.
Wow. Reddit?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was a dumpster fire of a place. I don't go on there very often.
Nah, it can be bad, but, yeah, right now it's fine. The Xbox One subreddit, the Xbox One subreddit is the one I usually go to. And people are there pretty cool. And also too, they're really nice when PlayStation has nice shit because we're trying not to be pieces of shit. But then of course you have those guys that they want to just jab. They just, they're like the Joker. They just want to watch the world burn. And you're just like, you're a piece of shit. Why do you gotta be such a piece of shit right now?
Yeah, you tell me Reddit, and I just imagine a bunch of people still arguing over Star Wars Battlefront 2 weeks after the issue is like not even a thing anymore.
Stop doing that, please. Real quick, that was a huge thing with Shadow of War, by the way. People lost their shit over Shadow of War. Guess what?
Oh, yeah. Played
the entire game. 100% of the entire game. I played it for 60 hours. I never bought one fucking item in that game with real money. Ever. Everybody who blew it up like it was the worst thing in the world. I'm just like, guys, you don't have to do any of that shit.
Wait. Are you telling me with microtransactions, I don't have to buy anything?
Yeah.
I would have never imagined. I would have sworn they were forcing my credit card into the console.
Yeah, especially with Battlefront 2, because God forbid, you turn it on and then EA puts that fucking suction cup on your head like Batman Forever and just mind fucks you into spending like millions of dollars on microtransactions.
But it's okay. You got the bat card.
Dude, it's stupid. Like, I played Battlefront 2 and I played it and I'm like, this game is fun. What the fuck are people bitching about? Like, it's the most downvoted comment in like Reddit history that like dudes response, which is ridiculous. Honestly, it's only because it's EA and that's how they got shit on. It's only because it's EA. It really is. Like, Bethesda could fuck up royally. They could have bugs in all their games like they always fucking do.
Their games are known for bugs.
So
and it's like
buggy.
the best part of the game.
And then people just go, they're Bethesda, right? We fucking love them. Like, no, but EA's like, You can use real money if you want to, and they're like fucking just dumpster fire atomic bomb on them, just making it.
Oh no,
worse.
EA's the game that promised me that my choices had real choices, but instead they gave me different color explosions.
Yeah, yet no one says shit about Call of Duty having $50 season passes where they give you 4 maps over a year or something. You know, I mean, nobody fucking says anything about that right now, which is, so many games are moving away from season passes. Battlefront did. Battlefront 2 moved away from a season pass, which I thought hurt the first game because the base game was kind of like, ooh, this is really bare bones. In order to fully experience it, you need to buy the season pass, which I thought that was shitty, but also too, again, I get it. But the problem is with online, especially online only multiplayer games, when you start doing that shit, you're dividing your community, which doesn't help anything. So then they learn their shit. Battlefront 2, no season passes, tons of free content. Good for you fucking people. Thank you. That's wonderful. That's good news to hear. How do you think EA's going to make money? Fucking just letting you do that and go, no. Real quick, people, companies make games to make money, not to make you fucking people happy. They want to make you happy to buy their games, but they also really like money. And that's the reason why any of this shit exists. Sorry. It's not like Microsoft made an Xbox One X just to make everybody happy and they're going to give it to you for free. Now they're going to make people buy it because they want to make money.
Mitch, you're talking like these are multi-million-dollar publicly shared companies. That can't be true. That can't be true.
I'm sorry that people's livelihoods and jobs and, real quick. It's just, I don't know. The internet's stupid at times, dude.
I'm getting you heated right now.
No, I mean, to me, I understand that people get upset about things, right? But like, there's a petition to get the license pulled from EA. Like, do you have any other better thing to do with your lifetime effort, anything, breath, to do besides signing a petition to get EA's license of the Star Wars license revoked? I'm like, guys, there's so many other things, but kids are starving in Africa and you fucking care about Star Wars Battlefront. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Mitch, I'm about to sign a petition for how much truth you're speaking to me, and I just can't handle any of it right now.
You know what? Just sign the petition that I'm too fucking real with people because they should be caring about other things besides EA's license of the Star Wars license. Like,
I'm going to go online. I'm going to sign a petition that Reggie Fils-Aimé has to give me the small version of the new 3DS.
There you go. He has to. You know why? Because you have a right as a gamer and a fan to get shit for free. There you go.
I'm sorry. That's a true story, actually.
Yeah, that's.
I did send that petition.
Oh my god!
I wanted the interchangeable plates. Those are awesome.
They were awesome. But again, some companies make decisions that we don't understand. Which again, that's the other thing too. Like some companies make decisions that we don't understand. Like why Sega, instead of coming out with a new console, decided to make the Genesis a transformer and put a CD and 32X on that bitch. Some companies make decisions that we don't understand. Obviously, there's business decisions out there that happen for certain reasons. Weird ones like the interchangeable plates on the new 3DS one was odd to me. I'm like, wait, why does this one have it and this one doesn't? Like,
because I don't want to buy another 3DS. I just want to.
Yeah, that's true.
Cosmetic change. No, here's what I don't understand: why Sega won't give me a Dreamcast 2.
Because Sega barely makes a good Sonic game anymore.
That has nothing to do with anything.
It does though. Sega's decision making isn't that great. If Sega was making badass Sonic games, maybe they'd be like, you know what? We still got it. We could do this.
You're just upset because Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is the game of the year 2017 and not whatever that game or Horizon.
Dude, if that came back, like that would bum me out. Like if somebody brought that up and was like, remember how good this game was? I'd just be like,
4K HDR remake. You didn't hear about this? It was in the news.
You know what? And it's based off the new Power Rangers license, not the old one.
Okay, now you've gone too far.
It's based off. By the way, full disclosure, I haven't seen it. I don't know how it is. It might be.
Oh,
trash.
the new movie? I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, but again, let's piss off the internet, right? Let's come up with some we'll just make up the next thing. Like I remember, literally, Brandon and Bryant, my buddies who I play games with all the time. They literally were like, please play Star Wars Battlefront with us because people are fucking stupid not playing this. This game is great. I'm like, all right, I'll play it. And I played it and it was wonderful. And I was like, this game is really fun. What are people bitching about? I don't get it. Whatever. That's fine. So
that's so weird because apparently your wallet's supposed to burn into ethereal nothingness.
Dude,
after you play the game.
What's crazy is as soon as I started playing it, my wallet opened and every credit card shot into the disc tray of my Xbox One X, and I didn't understand it, but I kept playing because, you know, I don't have a mind to just not tell myself not to buy anything with real money, you know.
But what you're telling me is instead you had fun and a genuine excitement with your friends about Star Wars, freaking 20 plus player firefights. It's amazing.
Dude, Battlefront.
What?
Battlefront's really good. People play it. Shut the fuck up. Don't look at Reddit. Just go play it. So back to, of course, all the gaming stuff. So eventually you just kind of like, as far as growing up, like you had occasionally consoles, but then as you grow older and you start getting your own money, and that's when you really started getting more into the gaming. So then did you actually, it sounds like you went back, did you ever go back and like buy old consoles and shit that you missed out on and like went nostalgic road trip and just tried to, I remember this game was being good. Like, did you ever do that at all once you got a bunch of money?
Let me tell you something here. I'm staring at Nintendo 64, which I've never owned in my entire life. I'm sorry, internet. I am so sorry. I got a 360 because because I was a kid, I was so rooted into PlayStation. I was those kind of kids who would argue it in my middle school and high school, who would argue on the internet, being just like, yeah, sure, okay, like you, like look at you, your console lost the HD DVD war. We got Blu-rays.
Christ.
Like, you know what? Why don't you step off? Why don't you go install your games on 3 discs, and I'm going to be over here with my better audio quality and better textures. Okay. And
that was your argument.
But
you and your 3 discs.
But the honest truth is that I wanted to play Dead Rising so bad. I wanted to play my Halo games again, because I played a bunch of Halo games on the original Xbox at my friend's house. Like, I wanted those games back, so I got the 360 and a handful of games and the orange box and all that stuff. It's great. I bought my SP again. This time I will not take it to any school because I don't go to school anymore, and no one will ever steal it from me again.
Keep out of the way of like lockers and bullies and assholes and all that. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit weird and obsessive. And one day I'll learn my lesson when I. Like you said, I get a mortgage and kids and a wife that I take care of. Then yeah, I'm probably gonna have to dial down, maybe even sell some of my stuff. But until then, you know what? This is a lesson that I've heard on this podcast before, but it's so true. If you want to buy a game and you just don't have that much money, don't sweat it. Don't buy a thing. Do not. Especially nowadays, sales happen all the time. There's a on PSN there's a flash sale like once a month, practically. It's same thing for Xbox. Same thing. Like, just hold on to your money. It's not going anywhere. The game doesn't get less fun. Maybe unless it's multiplayer, but the games don't get less fun the longer you wait. Games are amazing.
Yeah, and I mean that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, like, the whole point is like that's why the only thing that some people feel is like, I'm going to run into spoilers, or I won't be a part of the conversation. Like, the spoiler thing, honestly, for the most part, you should be able to avoid spoilers. Like, I get if you start go fucking searching Last of Us story and it says spoilers, which most things do. Most people aren't assholes on the internet and will just like say some shit without spoilers being there. But like, if you haven't played The Last of Us, just don't go looking up shit. Just stay away from it. Don't do it. And then, yeah, like, real quick, if my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter, she has an Xbox One, so she's mostly into Xbox. When she comes here, she's like, what PlayStation shit am I missing out on? Like, what cool games are on PlayStation that I don't know about? Immediately, I was like, you need to play The Last of Us. Like, you have to.
Your daughter talks to you like that?
Yeah, she's like, Dad, what the fuck? What am I missing? And I'm like, of course, 15-year-old. No, but she's literally, because when she's at home, she doesn't play games as much. When she, because she lives in Illinois primarily, she comes and visits me every summer, every other Christmas. When she's here, because everybody in this house is so into gaming, she kind of like, that spark of gaming comes back more than she is at home. So when she's here, she plays more games than she normally does, but she also wants to play a lot of games that she doesn't have access to. So like, she started playing Zelda because, you know, she doesn't have a Switch there. She doesn't have a PS4. So she just started asking like, what are good games? And I immediately was like, you have to play The Last of Us. And she played it and beat it, and she's like, that was incredible. Now, guess what? She played that game 3 years after launch. It was still amazing to her. You know why? Because it's a good game. It doesn't
amazing
matter. And yeah, same thing. Like, she was playing Zelda. She's like, this game is awesome. The one mistake I did for her is right before she left to go back home. She asked, because I'm a really big Kingdom Hearts fan. And of course, I have literally everything. Like, I have every Kingdom Hearts game. And I have the 1.
You're speaking to my heart right now.
Yeah, there you go. I have a 1.5, 2.5 remix on PS4. And she's like, because I have literally wall scrolls. My youngest daughter's middle name is Kyrie. Like,
nice.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm like, I love Kingdom Hearts. She's like, is this game actually good? I'm like, and in my head, I want to say, what the fuck? What do you think? What do you think I would say? Like, yes, this game is awesome. I was like, yeah, it's a really good game. She's like, should I start playing it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then she's like, what do I start with? And I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, if you start with one's good, but then Birth by Sleep is before 1, so should you play that? But then the gameplay is better than 1, so when you go to play 1, it's not going to be as good. And I just got to a point, I'm like, fuck, just start playing them in order. The
Star Wars argument.
Yeah,
you
go
in order?
Again, it is.
Movie release, or you go in order?
Yeah,
which one is it?
It's really hard, but in my head, the way games are, you have to go in the order they were released. You can't go in chronological order because some games get way better gameplay wise than others. Like, tell somebody to go play Metal Gear 5 and then after tell them to go play 1. Gonna fuck with your head a bit. Like, you just can't do that. So I think games, you have to do them in the order that they were released, just because gameplay evolves and it gets better over time for the most part. The only problem is there's so much to Kingdom Hearts that she like left in the middle of 2 to go back home. She's like, I'm going to try to finish Kingdom Hearts 2 before I leave. I'm like, there's no fucking way you're going to do it. Like, you have no idea how long this game is. So now she left and she's just like, Dad, what happens to Kingdom Hearts? I'm like, I'm absolutely not telling you. You just have to wait until you come back and visit again and play it again. She's like, you are killing me right now. I'm like, yeah. Or you can just go on YouTube and find it. But do you really want to do that?
You're like nerd dad goals number 1 right now.
Dude,
this is the best story I ever heard.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm really, and she played Kingdom Hearts 1. She's like, Dad, that game was awesome. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like, like, yeah, I really like this game. What do you think? Yes, it is a really good game. She's like, what do you think of 2? I'm like, 2's amazing. Go play that. So yeah, I mean, again, I just told her though, I'm like, she would ask questions as she played it. Dad, what's going on with Ansem? I'm like, play the game. I'm not telling you, I'm not spoiling shit. Just play the game. You'll find it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, she's
spoilers. There's like 7 of them. Okay.
I remember the best part is as she was going through the game, she's like, Dad, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know either. Like, it's been way too long. I'm like, you're gonna have to give me a minute. I have to try to remember this shit.
Real quick.
There's like 7 Anthems. You're right, though. There are.
Real quick. Best game in the series. Go.
2.
Birth by Sleep. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
what's wrong with you?
2.
Birth by Sleep. No. Okay.
2. The worlds got me so fucking hard when they did Steamboat Willie. And that was like pre-Cuphead days when that was the one game that did that shit.
That was absolutely amazing, but the battle system in Birth by Sleep is by far the best.
Yeah, it is. You know, it sucks, and like I hate to tell myself this, but when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out in the year 2027, I'm going to play all of the games again.
For sure.
Yeah, I will. It will suck because I'll just sit there and go, why am I playing games that are 15 years old again? Granted, when I know how long they are. I will say I might skip 1 only because I sat here and watched my daughter play most of 1. So I was like, I got that again fresh, you know. 2, I didn't see her fully play or beat again, but I'll probably go through and do it again. But, yeah, dude. And by the way, anybody who thinks Kingdom Hearts is coming out next year is high as hell. There's no reason. Nope.
No way.
Nope. I swear to God, my kid's going to be in high school when the shit comes out. It will not come out in the next 2 or 3 years. I swear to God.
How was it watching her do the platforming in that game for the first time in her life?
It was, dude, that platforming in 1 is trash. It's so...
Exactly.
It's so...
I would love to watch someone play that game for the first time. Oh my God.
The race you have to do against Riku at the beginning, she literally was like, Dad, you have to do this. I can't do this shit. I was just like, Dad, this is not fun. I'm like, yeah, I know, this is bad. There was a couple moments where she got to bosses that were just pissing her off. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it for you. Like, and I would play him, do it for her and stuff. But yeah, like that race against Riku, she's like, Dad, I just can't do this. I'm like, I know the platforming's really bad and the camera's not good at all, but don't worry about it. I'll do it for you. Yeah, so seeing her play the game again is really cool because again, it's like, and it's the same thing parents do when their kid relives something they did. It's that nostalgia. Like, I wish I could forget this game and replay it again to have this moment again. So at least I got to see it firsthand. But I also got to see the frustration in her eyes with the fucking terrible platforming in that game and how you'll jump and sometimes you'll catch the ledge and sometimes you won't and you can't fucking figure out why. Like,
you're just rubbing your hands menacingly during that.
Dude, she got so
go
pissed.
Through my childhood.
Dude, she got so pissed at that part where you have to race Riku at the beginning of the game. She's like, I can't, Dad, you got to do this for me. I can't do this. I'm like, all right. And again, I fucked up a couple times too, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is all coming back to me now. How bad this platforming is in this game." But again, 2 got way better because then the jump got better and the dash and like all this cool shit. So yeah, it got better. So obviously today you're pretty enthralled in games and everything. What are you playing today?
Today, thanks to Black Friday, I've got so much to do. I got PSVR for the first time, so I'm trying to borrow my friend's RE7, trying to blast through that. Got obviously Wolfenstein Evil Within. And for the Xbox, sadly I didn't buy anything, but I am trying to get good at Gears of War 4 again, because I missed the old Gears days, so.
Yeah,
you know,
and Gears of War 4, I actually, once I get through all this shit I just bought, I'm actually going to probably go through Gears 4 again, only because on Xbox One X, it looks ridiculous. And it made
I bet.
Like, I popped it in, and because, of course, when I first got it, I wanted to see what looked better. So I put in certain games, and I put in Gears, and jaw dropped. I was just like, Jesus, like, look at this game. This is ridiculous. And I literally thought to myself, I'm like, because I'm a really big Gears fan as well, and I was like, I might just replay Gears just to see how much better this game looks now. But yeah, Gears is fun. So if people want to play anything with you online or anything, where would they go? What's your gamer tag and your PlayStation name? You can't change. What's all that stuff?
Oh, can't change. Let's see. What age was I? 13 or 14-year-old when I made this, but yeah, it's not too bad. I just want a more mature one, but it is KilledInSilence during my emo days.
Oh, there you go. Well, hey, guess what? That's way better than like Bong Ripper 42069XXX or something stupid.
Oh, you know that guy too? Yeah, he's not fun. I reported him twice.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but yeah, just as it sounds, KilledInSilence, one word.
Is that for both like PlayStation and Xbox?
PlayStation, Xbox, I think Switch. Oh, that's numbers. Never mind.
Yes, that's right. Nope, you fucked up there. Nintendo and Gamertag. That's all codes.
On the Wii U, it had to be KilledInSilence, and then they said you can't do that. I'm like, okay, kill with ones instead of L's.
Real Nintendo, when will you get your shit together? Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for sharing all of your stories. It was awesome having you on, and like I said, I appreciate you even being interested in the show to begin with.
This is like one of the best podcasts I ever listened to. Honestly, hard to whatever. I don't know what you believe in, but the good podcast. I love it so much.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, and we'll chat later.
2 questions before
yes.
you do the thing. 1, what'd you name your boat? And 2, what did you grab and what'd you give away in Kingdom Hearts 1?
I don't remember what I named the boat. That was okay. That was so long ago. I definitely gave up the shield and took the sword because I was just like, fuck defense, bro. I'm all attack.
Yeah, took the magic, got rid of attack.
Wow. Well, as long as you didn't take defense, because like if you took defense and gave up anything else, we should all just put you on an island and just leave you there.
All right. Thanks for having me on, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. All right. And again, thank you, Victor, for being on the show. If you guys want to check him out on PlayStation or Xbox or all of the above, go ahead and check out the show notes of this show. I will have all the links to his PlayStation, his Twitter, his everything. So feel free to check that out. Again, if you guys want to be on the show just like he was, go ahead and send me a tweet at MitchPower1116 on Twitter, or go ahead and send a tweet to the podcast Twitter page, which is at GUG Podcast on Twitter. Again, don't hesitate to share it with a friend. Hopefully somebody likes the show and wants to be on. And hopefully you guys like these kind of longer episodes, because I enjoy bullshitting with people. Getting just to the gaming stuff is cool, but I enjoy it. If you guys don't, then just say so and I'll fucking knock it off. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for listening, returning each and every week to the show. Rate us on iTunes, subscribe, do all the same bullshit that every other podcaster asks you to do, and I will catch you guys next week. See ya.